Welcome to A Meaningful Marketplace.
I'm Sarah Masoni from Oregon State University's Food Innovation Center, where I've helped countless dreamers launch their new food products. It's the science of taking a food delight from the kitchen to mass manufacturing and still keeping its great taste. That's what I do. I've been called the woman with the $1 million palate, although I haven't tried to cash that check yet. Listen in weekly for real-life stories.
I'm Sarah Marshall, owner of Marshall's Hot Sauce and author of Preservation Pantry, modern canning from root to top and stem to core. I love inspiring business owners to get started on their journey, encourage folks to be part of their local community, and I'm excited to help business owners tell their stories. Hello and welcome to the Meaningful Marketplace. We are here weekly to discuss the journeys of food entrepreneurs. We are glad you've joined us today as we bring you stories of hope and inspiration. This is Sarah Marshall, owner of Marshall's Hot Sauce.
And Sarah Masoni of Oregon State University's Food Innovation Center. Hi, Sarah Marshall.
Hey, Sarah Masoni. We just wrapped our shows for Montana, and this is our final chapter with the Regional Food Business Center, and we're moving on to Washington.
Yay!
We're going to be interviewing some fun guests over the next few weeks, learning all about different businesses in Washington so we can introduce our listeners to all the things going on there. It is a little different this time. We're not going to have a co-host. It's just going to be me and you.
Oh, we'll be fine.
Back to basics.
We know how to do this.
Oh, yeah, it'll be fun. But I'll go over the logistics once again. We've been partnering with the Regional Food Business Center to bring guests from our 6-state region. We'd like to encourage you to connect with your state by signing up for the Regional Food Business Center newsletter. It's a breeze to sign up. Just go to Northwest Rocky Mountain Regional Food Business Center.com, hit connect with us, and choose the button to receive newsletters. And we want to thank our sponsor for supporting the Meaningful Marketplace. Thank you for helping us spread the word about small business owners and entrepreneurs. Let's hear a word from our sponsor. The Northwest and Rocky Mountain Regional Food Business Center is the proud sponsor of the Meaningful Marketplace podcast, giving a voice to food from across the 6-state region of Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, Washington, and Wyoming. The Food Business Center supports Northwest and Rocky Mountain food industry makers as part of the USDA's National Network of Food Business Centers, supporting a more resilient, diverse, and competitive food system as a go-to source for small and mid-tier food and farm businesses with a focus on underserved communities, providing education in the form of technical knowledge, business programs, and industry news. We sponsor trade shows, meetups, and conferences to connect growers, producers, retailers, distributors, and processors, all to stimulate business and raise the standards of our storied food industry. Join us as we travel through the 6-state region, learning more about food makers, food hubs, and food systems. Visit the website at Northwest Rocky Mountain Regional Food Businesses.com to get connected. And I would like to introduce you to Marcela from Munoz Berry Farm, growing berries in Ridgefield, Washington. We're delighted to have you on the show today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. We're so glad that you're here today. We always like to connect people to your social media. Can you tell people where they can find you online, like your website, and if you're on socials?
Yes, we have a social media. We're on Facebook, we're Instagram right now, and they can follow us, Munoz Berry Farm. I usually don't do that part, so I'm not really familiar with all the names of it.
That's okay. We'll find it and we'll link it in the show notes so people can just go down below and click on it. I saw that you had the social media, so I found it already. We'll put a link down below. We always like to start at the beginning of your journey. So what made you start farming in Ridgefield, Washington?
Mainly because we live in Woodland, and that's where we found land available for lease, and that's how we started in Ridgefield.
And how much land do you have?
We have quite a few acres right now, but we kind of rotate the berries every other year. And right now we have 13 acres of all the berries that we grow.
Wow, that's a lot.
So
I saw they have 7 types of berries.
Yes, we do. We have strawberries, that's what we start with, raspberries, blueberries, Marion, Boysen, Logan.
Do you have black raspberry?
Yes, we used to grow black raspberries, but in the last 2 summers, they died on us. So we just transplanted this spring. So we are hoping for next year. So we'll see how that goes. Sometimes it takes a little more than 1 year. So hopefully 2027.
Of all those berries that you named, do you have a favorite that you like to eat the most?
I get asked that question a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and my answer is like really hard to answer that. But if I really have to choose one, I think I'll have to say boysenberries. They are big and juicy and
So
sweet.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think, like I tell people, I'm really blessed because there are different seasons. So, like we start with strawberries, so we eat a lot of them once, then we have a couple of weeks of those and raspberry starts. So I just kind of keep moving. So I guess I love them all, that's for
Yeah.
sure. But
Yeah.
if I had to choose out of all of them, I'll choose the boysenberries.
Yeah, boysenberries are so good. And we're in just we're not far away. We're in Oregon. So our berry seasons here are just for, we have a lot of listeners that are in other states, but some states have really long berry seasons. So like California, for instance, their berry
Mhm.
seasons are a little longer. In Oregon and Washington's ours are a little shorter. So I feel like it makes us love each berry so much more for that time that we get it. So when we have strawberries, we like love the strawberries until they're gone. And then when we have those boysenberries, we're like so in love with them until they're gone. And it makes them just like more special, don't you think?
Yes, definitely, definitely. I do think that because it makes us appreciate it a little bit more. And yeah, yeah, we love them all. All my kids can't really decide what's their favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do love them all.
Can you tell us some of the ways that you use the berries in your home kitchen?
Last year, actually, I started making some jams.
Ooh,
Yeah, so we started selling jams for the public. We started with just raspberries and blueberries. I've been trying to, that's one of my dreams, since we started growing all these varieties, is that to make jam. But
nice.
unfortunately, because of situations, I don't know how to do it and things like that, I have been never been able to actually, you know, make that dream happen. But last year, I was blessed enough that somehow I connected with a friend. She's a chef, and I told her, you know what, I really want to make is jams. And she's like, well, if you want, I can help you out with that. And I said, really? And I said, okay. So we started last year. And
Nice.
so this year, like when all the berries started, I started to freeze them. I don't have a lot of freezing space, so I did not freeze a lot, but I was able to make some into jam right away.
Mm,
So right now we have all the varieties that we grow in jams this year, and we
nice.
also a new thing that I started this year is starting with syrup. So we are this year we're doing blueberry and raspberry syrups. So we are looking forward for next year, and we're thinking make all the varieties in syrup. So that's another exciting thing that's happening.
Those syrups are good because not only can you put them on pancakes, you can put them in beverages, right? How would you make a beverage using the syrups?
So far, I don't really know that. I know that a lot of our customers that comes back, one of them puts it on his ice cream.
Mm.
The other customer puts it in yogurt.
Ooh.
Personally, me, I just put them on my pancakes because I love them that
Mm.
way. So I think
Yum.
it's really, really good. And yeah, but you can use jam for that too. I mean, we have so much varieties that we are loving it.
Yeah.
And
It's exciting.
you have a roadside stand that you sell some of the things at. Can you tell people where they can find that roadside stand and when it's open?
The roadside stand is just before you enter to the La Center city.
Mm.
It's a we call it the roadside stand by the bridge because it's right literally next to the bridge. So people cross the bridge to get into the town, and that is open all summer, 7 days a week. Right now we are because of the winter we don't open every day, but we are trying to do the weekends. We
Mm.
started this month. We're gonna start Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah, selling all the jams and the syrup and the honey, and
Mm.
that's where we're also gonna do a couple bazaars this year.
Ooh.
We're doing the plum bazaar, which is next weekend, next Saturday, and then in December, we have two more bazaars. One in Richfield, the Church of the Nazarene,
Mm.
and it's the 5th and the 6th. And I mean, if people can follow us on Facebook, they'll see the information that we constantly putting updates and putting up where we're gonna be that week, our weekend now. But yeah, so I mean, if they can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, that's pretty much. Sorry, right
Yeah.
now I don't have that, but memorize the name of
Yeah,
the places.
they can
That's
follow
okay.
along and figure out where you are. That's always a good way to do it.
People can fill up their pantries for the winter.
And
Yes.
you also do you pick on your farm. And of course, there's probably not you pick right now because there's no berries growing, but let's tell people what it would look like if they wanted to come pick on your farm.
So when they come, all the berries that we grow, we have you pick available on them on the summer. Like you said, right now there's nothing available, but yeah. So they show up and then they tell us what they want. Sometimes they want all the berries, so they love to get the variety of all the berries that we grow. And so yeah, you can just show to the farm, and when the season is, we are open 7 days a week as well. Yeah, and we'll tell you where to go depending on what variety you're looking for.
That's cool. So you said you have some berries in the freezer. If you could, would you freeze more berries? And what is it that you would need to do that?
Yes, that's another thing that I always wanted to do, freeze them and then have them available for the public after the summer. Unfortunate right now, I don't have the ability to do that because we need a walk-in freezer, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So it makes it hard for us because where we live, there's no electricity.
Mm.
So we can't really have a freezer. So that's one of the because we don't live where we grow the berries. We just lease it, and and it's harder that way.
Yeah.
So that's one of the other things that I always wanted to do, but I'm really hopeful that in the future, we can be able to do that.
Yeah. Now, Sarah Marshall, don't you freeze all of your peppers during the season?
We
How many
do.
freezers do you have?
It's kind of ridiculous. We have about 9 chest freezers, and they're the big, like, 9-foot long chest freezers.
Wow.
So we,
In her basement.
yeah, I make hot sauce, and we buy peppers from local farmers, and then I, wash them and take the stems off and vacuum seal them so I can use them all year. So we pack in, lots and lots of peppers to use throughout the year.
Marcela, you probably have electricity at the farm stand, right?
No, we don't.
No. Okay.
No, we do not. No, that's one of the issue. And we also live in apartment, so we can have a.
You can't have 9 freezers in your
No, we
apartment.
don't. We have one, and we constantly get in trouble because of it. Like they keep telling us, and we just
Your
kind of say,
electricity is
yes,
too
we're gonna do
high.
our
Yeah.
best.
We had to get solar panels because the PG power has gone up, like triple in the last year. And our electricity bill went from being about $200 a month to $800 a month.
Holy smokes.
My goodness.
Ours is sitting around 300. I thought that was a lot.
Yeah, because of all of our chest freezers. But I mean, it's kind of essential. There are places that you can rent freezer space from, though, which is sometimes a good option for people. And that's much more affordable. But I'm already like all in this. So
this sounds like something good to work on, doesn't it, Sarah?
Yeah. One of the things that I really trying to figure out is the solar panels. And that's really, I can't really, I mean, I read about it and I really don't understand what do I need to do. I mean, how many do I need to run a freezer or I really don't understand that part. So that's an area that I'm looking some kind of help, and maybe somebody that knows a little bit more about it can help me. Or
Sarah, do you have any tips on solar panels?
Well, we contacted a company that installs them, and they might do farm installation because maybe we had them put onto the roof of our house, but I do know farms that have gotten them installed. The company that we use is called Ion Solar, but sometimes you can get grants, and that's how we were able to do it. Is that they were able to do it like as a tax deductible write-off for our business. So for anybody that's listening out there, if you are thinking about it, just maybe look into it. because you can usually either write it off or it helps, with tax purposes. It made our electric bill much cheaper. And maybe for the farm you could install something. You wouldn't have to worry about the electricity. You know what I mean?
That'd be cool if there were solar panels out on the farm.
Or if she could get solar panels on the farm stand and then have
on
the
farm stand. That's a good
freezer in
idea.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe look into it.
Yeah, I've been definitely looking into it, and I talked to a couple of people, but yeah, it's kind of seems to me it sounds complicated.
Yeah, I would call the solar panel people and just because it doesn't cost anything to have them come look at it and see
Oh,
if they could do it at the farm stand, and then that would be one step closer to your dream.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I mean that I could do definitely more things with if I had electricity at the farm,
Yeah.
and yeah, so
Yeah, that would be cool. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want you to talk about what farmers markets you're at and what you do in the off season. So we'll be right back.
Oregon State University's College of Agricultural Sciences and the Food Innovation Center are proud sponsors of Meaningful Marketplace. With a mission to serve all Oregonians, we are committed to giving voice to those whose food and agricultural stories are not always heard. By providing access and opportunity for a more diverse and just food system, because food brings people together. Marcela, tell us, which farmers markets can people find you at during the growing season?
this year we only did 2 markets. We did the Richfield Farmers Market. We are at the Salmon Creek Farmers Market at Legacy, and those are the only two that we are able to do this year. And the roadside stand, which is open 7 days a week, and then the farm stand. People can come do your pick there. People can come and purchase already pre-picked berries. So yeah, so that will be that's the ones we did this year. We usually are at the downtown Vancouver's farmer market, but unfortunately this year we weren't able to do it because all my employees are my kids. So they are the ones who sell the berries, and I was a little short on kids this year.
I'm sure there's a lot of parents listening that have kids they'd love to loan to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end, I was able to find one of my daughter's friend that was started working for me for a few weekends, because all the markets pretty much are on the weekend. So that makes it a little bit complicated or harder for us to be on all of them.
And what do you do during the time when there are no berries growing? Are you still farming? Do you have to work the land to get it ready for next year? What goes on for you during that time?
Right now, we are starting working on pruning. That's one of the main things that we do right after finish. And because, like I said, all my kids are the ones who help at the farm, and they're back at school. So just me and my husband are the ones who are working at the farm right now. So between opening the roadside stand and me working at the farm, it's kind of still busy. We're always busy. So I pretty much we prune, and then we tie the new canes to the wires again, and then we do cleaning up, like pulling some weeds. And sometimes, like this year, we're gonna replant a lot of strawberries. So yeah, so we never actually, I think only during December we take probably a couple of weeks off, and that's pretty much it. And we keep going, and we keep doing maintain the farm and trying to, because it's a lot of work, especially on the Marion berries and boysenberries. I think most I don't know if most people will agree with me that it's the two really hardest to work on. Pruning, because they have the thorns on them. Pruning and retying them again, because we have to each one of them, it's differently. We tie them differently, so it's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit complicated.
I know about thorns. We have a prickly pear in our yard, and it's been growing like crazy. And I probably had 40 or 50 prickly pears, and I didn't know anything about it. And so I went up to the plant and I picked one. and I have thorns stuck in my fingers. I've been there for weeks and I can't get them out. So I feel the thorn pain with you.
Yeah, we get a lot of them, even though we put double gloves on and still
Mm-hmm.
kind of goes through. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit. Sometimes we get scratched and all of that, but I think it's so worth it because we love the berries, and I know that
Mm-hmm.
our customers really enjoy them during the summer. So
It's
it's
worth the pain.
It's
yeah,
so good for you.
yeah.
That it's got anthocyanins, which are the really dark, rich colors that come through the berries. And whenever you can eat those, it's very good for you, the antioxidants.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the strawberries. What are you doing with the strawberry plants right now? Are they still
Um,
green or did they all die? Or what do you do with strawberry plants? I'm curious because I have some in my yard and I don't know what to do.
for the last 3, 4 years now, we're trying to grow the so-called everbearing strawberries.
Mm,
There's always, like something. Either we don't have water, we don't, the weeds take over, and but this year is the first year that we still have strawberries,
mm.
and they're still blooming, they're still green. The week before, we had strawberries at the farm stand, I mean, at the roadside
Wow.
Wow.
stand. And the problem right now is the rain, because it's
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
raining a lot. So because of the rain, the rain damages them.
yeah.
So that's something that we are gonna work for next year, putting some caterpillar tunnels for them, because they can continue going. I mean, they can keep going till probably, I would say, till early December.
Mm,
That's something we're gonna work for next year. And so right now, the we never tried this before, but right now we want to replant or plant more of that strawberry, just to have it ready for next year. Because then sometimes over spring is a little bit harder because we get so
mhm.
busy with the
So they have those runners, right? So they shoot
mhm.
out those things. Can you take those runners and then plant them somewhere else?
Like I said, that's something we're gonna try to do this year and see
Mm,
how that works for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a little bit risky, because then you're gonna put all the work, and if it doesn't work, then like you spend all the time and trying to work on it and putting the effort and all that. So that's something we're gonna do this year. We're gonna try.
that's
And
cool.
yeah, and we I think last 7 years now we've grown the everbearing raspberries.
Mm,
And this year, because of the weather, they didn't do really well. But usually, like last year and year before that, we had them till the end of November, pretty
mm.
much. Because those ones do hold up a little bit better with the rain and everything, so you can still pick them. But of course, you have to go through them because some of them do get damaged by the rain. But you can still get a few, not a lot, but still get a few. So this year, unfortunately, we're done with them. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. So pretty much, we get busy with harvesting till about this time, mid November, the end of November. And then we start with the pruning at the same time. And yeah, so that's why I guess that's why we're always busy and everything works late. And some years we're still pruning, and till I think February, which is a little bit
Wow.
late.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because of the weather, sometimes even if you want to go work, it's raining, or
Have to
so
take
we
a
live in
break.
yeah. So
So, something I wanted to ask you, when I grew up in Minnesota, the strawberry growers would actually pull the plants out in the fall and then they would store them somewhere, I'm guessing under refrigeration, and they replant them in the spring. I was wondering if you would try that with some of those runners just to see if they would winter better outside of the ground and then just replant some in the spring just as a
uh
test.
yeah, I know they freeze them, and
They freeze them.
they freeze them. Putting them in the cooler will not work,
It
because they
won't
will.
work. Has to be frozen.
Yeah, you have to freeze
Ah,
them, so we don't have that.
Mm.
that's
That
the
we do.
freezer problem.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the issue.
Sarah Marshall, do you need any strawberries for some hot sauce?
Well, I do. I do. I will in the summertime. I know I'll have to come to you and get some strawberries. I make a strawberry rhubarb hot sauce every year. But I only yeah, I know. I only make a few. It's kind of an interesting sauce. It has an interesting texture. You know, rhubarb's kind of a funny little creature.
Yeah.
Let's tell people how to find you one more time so that if they want to come to your farm stand and support you and buy all of your jams and honey while you're in the off season, let's tell them where to go.
Yeah, right now we are open during the weekends, Friday to Sunday, unless it's pouring down rain. A roadside stand is the one that we are open. Open from 10:30 to 5. They can follow us on Facebook to find out what bazaars are we gonna be at this year and where to find us.
Perfect.
Also, can you just tell us a little bit about your honey? Do you have your own beehives then?
Well, I have a couple this year, but the way we do it is that they bring the bees to our farm, and all that the honey they make during the time they're at the farm, that's the honey that we keep to sell.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. And of course, I'm trying to learn because I want to have my own, and I know it's not gonna be a lot, but still, having that.
It feels good.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, it was great to meet you today and chat with you, and we love what you're doing, and we're glad that we got to hear your story today, and we'll make sure to connect your website and your farm stand and all your information for your socials so people can find you in our show notes. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
And thank you to our listeners for joining us for the Meaningful Marketplace. Before you go, show some love by leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts and iTunes. And you can follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Meaningful Marketplace Podcast. Don't forget, you can call and text Sarah and I with questions at 503-395-8858. We couldn't do this without our fantastic team at Joy of Creation Production House. Thanks to Dave, our production coordinator, and Haley, our audio engineer. And we will be back next week, everybody. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye for now.
If you love the stories we bring you each week, please consider supporting us on Patreon. As an independent media company, your support is absolutely essential. It allows us to continue creating high-quality professional episodes that amplify the voices of women, small business owners, writers, artists, and creatives, and keep their stories free from commercial pressure. By becoming a Patreon member, you're not just supporting us, you're investing in the future of independent media. Please visit patreon.com/The Joy of Creation Production House to join our community today. Thank you for listening and supporting our podcast dreams.